After several days, Kim Woo-jin finally accepted the fact that he had transmigrated into the game world. Maybe it was because he'd been struck by lightning before. Dekulin was an unavoidable key villain in the game, responsible for the deaths of many characters' parents and lovers, and a universally hated enemy. Now the biggest problem was that he had no idea how far the plot had progressed, and inexplicably, his magical powers seemed to be diminishing. All the employees at the company, including Kim Woo-jin himself, had tested the game thousands of times, but Dekulin had survived only once, because Dekulin, as the mid-game villain boss, was specifically designed to be killed by players. Dekulin glanced at the documents left behind by the girl just now. The papers recorded his basic understanding of magic. That girl's name was Yariel. She was Dekulin's half-sister, and was the one who had just delivered those documents. Currently, she was fulfilling the family head's duties on Dekulin's behalf, and had a very poor relationship with him. The woman Yariel mentioned earlier probably referred to Dekulin's fiancé. Clearly, some conflicts had occurred between the original owner of this body and his fiancé. Earlier, Yariel had reminded him that he had to go to work today. After thinking about it, Dekulin decided to first check out the situation. Just then, a system panel appeared before his eyes again, displaying primary survival goal, become necessary to the game, side quest, university lecture. Since waking up, he had constantly seen these system notifications. Dekulin decided to first complete the side quest. His current body possessed a special ability, comprehension. He could activate this ability by consuming mana. This was an ability Kim Woo-jin had specially added when designing Dekulin, originally a late-game feature. Dekulin naturally picked up his clothes and wore them, as if he had always been the real Dekulin. Although these clothes weren't the type he liked, after putting them on, he felt elegant and comfortable. This was due to the special abilities of intimidation and dignity, an aesthetic sense inherent to his body. This seemed to continuously remind Kim Woo-jin, now he was Dekulin, and he couldn't do anything inconsistent with Dekulin's identity or etiquette. To obtain more useful information, Dekulin decided to go to the university for the lecture quest. Although it was his first time delivering a lecture, he felt surprisingly natural about it. After all, he was currently a nobleman. This was completely the opposite of his previous life as Kim Woo-jin. Previously, when his ex-girlfriend broke up with him, she had commented, "You're really lazy and terrible." That had been the real him, so now he dared not take things lightly, and maintained vigilance at all times. Kim Woo-jin had never ridden such an expensive car in his previous life. Thinking about cars inevitably reminded him of an acquaintance with dyed blonde hair from his past. Inside the car, a young man was already seated. Dekulin looked at the man in confusion. Not knowing who this person was, the young man proactively handed him a document. He guessed this young man might be his assistant or secretary. Later, he learned that this young man had already worked for Dekulin for 3 years. The document clearly detailed today's lecture content. In fact, aside from arrogance, the real Dekulin had almost no talent, and it was impossible for him to prepare the lecture himself. Dekulin wanted to praise this young man, but he found it extremely difficult to utter words of praise. Finally, he forced himself to say stiffly, "You've worked hard."